Here we go. You just booked a flight to Paris and you want to make sure that you're fully prepared on the travel day and for that trip to come. I'm going to show you everything that you need to do on your iPhone after you hit the book button, but before you fly and go to that location. So the first thing I want to show you is the Translate app that comes built in on your iPhone. Just take your finger and swipe down and type in Translate. And you can see the default Translate app here. Just tap on that. The first cool thing I want to show you is camera. Just tap on the camera button and you'll be able to see your iPhone will automatically translate from a certain language, in this case English, over to Spanish. But we're not going to Spain, we're going to France. So let's just tap on French. And you can see just like that in real time, it translates anything that the camera sees from English over to French. Or, of course, if you're going the other way, you can translate it from French over to English, just like that. Now, another cool thing is if you tap on the conversation button at the bottom right, you'll be able to have real-time conversations with somebody in a different language. I'll show you how this works. You can see English US, which is the language I commonly speak. And then instead of Spanish, just tap on that and choose your language, French. If you don't see your language on there, just tap on the three dots at the top right, and then tap on Languages at the top, and make sure that you choose that language. You will also want to download that language because, of course, you might not have internet connection wherever you go. So I'm going to go to French and just tap the download button so that I can use this offline. Now, after I've done that, all I need to do is tap the little microphone icon and say, hey, how are you? I hope your day is going well. And you can see just like that, it translates it into French. And I can tap the play button. And just like that, it will respond or automatically translate it. So the other person can speak Spanish or French or whatever language, and you can translate it back to English or whatever language you speak as well. Really cool feature in the Translate app. The next thing that you might want to find out is what the currency conversion is. Say you go to a restaurant, again in France or wherever else, and it's in a different currency. There are two ways that I like to convert currency. The first one is to take your finger and swipe down. Tap on the camera button here, and I just have printed out some euros here. And you can see if you show the basically euros in the camera or that currency, you can see at the bottom right those little lines. Tap on that. It will automatically detect that this is text, and all you need to do is tap on any of these and it will automatically translate that or convert that rather to US dollars or whatever the currency that is default on your iPhone. However, let's say you don't want to do that. Another cool option is just to use Siri to be able to convert. So you can either say, hey Siri, or you can press and hold the side button. Convert 50 euros to US dollars.
The answer is
and just like that, it'll convert that in real time just by using Siri. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a cool feature to track a flight. So you have an upcoming flight, and in this case, again, we're using the flight example where we're going to Paris. So what you can do is open up the Notes app on your iPhone. And on here, I'm just going to type in the flight number. In this case, it's AF011 and tap the check mark. You can also just text yourself this flight code, or you can have it in an email. Basically, anywhere you're just going to type in that flight code. And now you can see it is underlined. Tap on it, and now tap on Preview Flight. You'll be able to see, okay, New York JFK to Charles de Gaulle in Paris. You can see departing, arriving, the duration, where baggage claim will be, the status, it's currently on time. And then you can even swipe over and be able to see another flight. You can see this is the previous day's flight where it has departed, you can see that it arrived on time as well. And whenever you want to, if it's on the day of travel, just keep tapping this to be able to tap preview and to be able to see where that is leaving. You can see Terminal 1, and as it gets closer to the time of leaving, it'll show the baggage claim and the actual gate that you're leaving from. A really cool feature that is just built into your iPhone. Now, let's say, okay, we're going traveling and we don't want to go over our data usage or our data limit on our cell phone plan. Let's make sure we're not going to do that. To be able to set that limit, let's tap the Settings app on your iPhone and then tap on Cellular midway down and tap on Cellular Data Options. You can see at the top, data roaming is turned on. If you're okay with data roaming and maybe you want to pay for an international plan on your account, perfectly fine to leave it on. However, if you don't want to be charged overages, I would highly recommend turning off data roaming so that you don't get basically this surprise bill from AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, where you owe hundreds of dollars in data usage. Now, the next cool feature is also related to not having data or cell service. Let's open up the Maps app on your iPhone and download a Maps app. So I'm going to show you both in Apple Maps as well as Google Maps. So tap on Apple Maps first, and then tap on your profile at the bottom right. From here, just tap on Offline Maps, and then tap Download New Map. From here, all I'm going to do is type in Paris and select Paris. You'll be able to see just like that, I can use my fingers to pinch in and out. And let's say I'm going to stay around Central Paris. You can see it says the map size will be 822 megabytes. Just tap the download button. And now, even if you don't have internet connection or cell signal, you'll still be able to navigate through the streets of Paris, and it will be able to direct you directly in the Apple Maps app. But most people use either Apple Maps or Google Maps. So let's do the same thing in Google Maps as well, if you're used to using that. You can do the exact same thing by tapping on your profile at the top right, and then tapping on Offline Maps midway down. From here, tap on Select Your Own Map. And in this case, all we're going to do is pinch out, go over, drag your finger over until we get to France and then Paris. And then again, just use your fingers to pinch in and out until you get to the location that you wanted to download, and just tap the download button. Just like that, again, within Google Maps, it'll download it for offline viewing. The next thing I want to show you is, let's say you forgot your passport or your ID while traveling and you're freaking out thinking there's no way I'm going to be able to fly. Well, there's a cool new feature on your iPhone called a digital ID. Now, this won't work in the scenario that you're going to Paris because you do need a passport. But if you're flying domestically, you can use a digital ID on your iPhone. To set that up, take your finger and swipe down. And then just type in wallet and tap on the wallet app at the top left. From here, it'll show you your credit cards and debit cards that you've already added. But you're going to tap the plus at the top right. And then you're going to tap on driver's license and ID cards. And from here, tap on digital ID. You can see it says use your US passport to create a digital ID that can be used to book flights or hotels, pass through TSA checkpoints just for domestic travel, open new accounts, and more. So again, you don't necessarily need your driver's license. You should probably still bring it just as a backup, but you'll have that digital ID on your iPhone just as a redundancy or just an ease of use, because you can pop out your iPhone and use that as your ID instead of your actual driver's license. A really cool feature that is built into the iPhone. Now, let's hop out here and let's do a couple different things in case there's an emergency. Again, let's say you're traveling to a different country and you want to make sure that you're as safe as possible and you're prepared in case there's an emergency. The next thing we're going to do is take your finger and swipe down. and type in health and tap on the health app at the top left with the heart. From here, tap on the profile button at the top right, and then tap on medical ID, the second option. You can see at the top, make sure show when unlocked is turned on. It says your medical ID can be viewed when the iPhone is locked by tapping emergency and then medical ID. All we need to do from here is scroll down, and you're going to enter in your name, if you're pregnant, if you're a female, the medications you take, the allergies. Of course, that's a big one if you're allergic to any kind of medicine or shellfish or something like that. You can scroll down, enter in emergency contacts. This is who they should contact in case there's an emergency, conditions, additional information, notes, etc. Enter in all of this, again, just in case there's an emergency. And the next thing I want to show you in case there's an emergency is newer iPhones can use satellite SOS in case you're hiking somewhere that doesn't have signal. Say you're hiking out in Arizona or New Mexico and there's no cell phone service. You can still use emergency SOS to be able to call or make text messages. So I'll show you how to do that. To be able to do that, let's head into the Settings app on your iPhone. Let me go all the way back to the beginning of my settings. From here, scroll down and tap on Emergency SOS right under Face ID and passcode. If you scroll down, you can see emergency contacts as well and emergency SOS via satellite. iPhone can help start a satellite connection to contact emergency services when a call won't go through and you don't have normal cell signal. Keep in mind, it will essentially just connect with a satellite somewhere. I would highly recommend tapping Try Demo and going through the process of testing out how it looks and how it feels before you're in an emergency. I've physically used this myself when I was hiking in the North Shore of Kauai, Hawaii, and there was a tsunami literally from Russia / the Aleutian Islands in Alaska coming down south, and it was supposed to hit the North Shore of Kauai as I was hiking there. But of course, it's super remote. There's no cell phone signal. And I use the emergency SOS to text my family and get an idea of when the tsunami was actually going to hit, how big it was, all that. So I've physically used this in a pinch, and it was extremely helpful. Thankfully, that tsunami wound up being a couple feet and it wasn't a big deal. But of course, we didn't know that initially when we heard the sirens that a tsunami was coming. So I would highly recommend testing this out and making sure you're familiar with the emergency SOS. I hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, check out the video over to my right. I think you'll really like that one too. And thanks for watching.